Welcome here on the show 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Jisha. First time to look at those stories in the world of sport. As you look at basketball, Nigeria senior national men's team there, at least they'll be facing Libya today in the 2025 Afrobasket Qualifiers, the third round. A big one coming out tonight in basketball where Nigeria will be facing Libya there. That's the first story we're looking at. 2025 Afrobasket Qualifiers. The Tigers ready to battle Libya, according to the coach, Abdularahman Mohammed. Coach Abdularahman Mohammed is already talking tough ahead of this particular game. And we know that we really need to do it because the last time we met, they were able to defeat us. So right now, we need to put more effort to make sure we win this game, according to the coach. And according to him, he makes sure the team, the Tigers, who are right now in Libya, ahead of this crucial encounter, are battle ready to face Libya. They want to win this game. So for them to at least win 2 out of 3 matches or games they want to play in this competition. 3 games will be up for grabs in this particular window. Let's look at the schedule, the Afrobasket schedule that will be coming up for this from 21st to 23rd. Game schedule for Group B, February 24th to 23rd, Afrobasket that will be coming up. We have Nigeria versus Libya tonight. That should be by 8 p.m. and that should be like 10 p.m. Nigerian time. Well, as it is right now, you look at Nigeria also facing Uganda. That will be on Saturday, and also facing Cape Verde. That should be on Sunday. Well, all coming up over there in Tripoli, over there in Libya, where Nigerian team, the Tigers, we are battle ready to see how they will do well in this competition. They need to win 2 out of these 3 games for them to be able to see any opportunity to at least perform in this Afrobasket 2025. Well, we hope that they will do us proud. The Tigers already in Libya, led by Coach Abdularahman Mohammed. They have been tutored to see how they will do it. According to the news filtering in, the DG of NSC, National Sports Commission, Lakpade, has already shared them, telling them to go out there and get a victory for Nigeria in this crucial encounter against Libya. The Libyans are no pushovers. They are all equally very, very good. The last time we met, they were able to upstage us. So we want to do well in this third phase of the competition. Hopefully, Nigeria will do well against Libya before they face Uganda and also face Cape Verde there in all the qualifiers of the 2025 Afrobasket. Talking about slam and dunk sport of basketball, where the national team for men, the Tigers, are rooting to win tonight. Well, from that first story, let's cross over to football as we're giving you all the story in the world of sport on the show 360 Sport. Let's talk about football. NPFL. Well, yesterday, 2 matches actually completed. The match 25 of the Nigerian Premier Football League, where Remo Stars set 10 points gap at NPFL Summit after they were able to defeat Kwara United in their own encounter at Ikene. Well, for Remo Stars, they did well. Right now, let's move away from there and talk about how the table is, or rather the results of 2 matches played yesterday in the NPFL there. Well, right now, looking at those results, 2-1 in favor of Katsina United. Remo Stars defeated Kwara United 2-0 in their own game, as they were able to at least top that NPFL as we speak right now. 10 points ahead. Let's look at how the table is in the NPFL, for the fact that Remo Stars are not dropping the orders at all. They are really doing so well. 51-41. Shooting Stars are trailing them with 10 points behind, and goal difference is showing that Remo Stars are really ready for this. They have 16 goal difference. That's if you minus what they've scored and what actually has been scored against them, you see them having 16 extra goals. That's a big one for Remo Stars. And Shooting Stars are trailing. They have 5 on goal difference, 41 point to 51, 10-point difference there. And you have how many matches to go? You just look at it. 8 plus 5, that should be like 13 matches. And really, Remo Stars are edging closer and closer at each game. Rivers United standing third with 39 points, followed by Abia Warriors, who are standing fourth there with just 1 goal difference. And you have Ikorodu City, against all odds, have really shocked football pundits for the fact that they've been able to hold their own among the top clubs in the NPFL for this season. Despite just coming into the league, they've been able to turn things around. The Oga Boys are having 38 points from 25 matches with 7 as their own goal difference. That shows that they've really been scoring a lot of goals. Enugu Ranger, defending champion, having the same point, the same goal difference, alongside newcomers Ikorodu City. Kano Pillars are there with a -1 to their goal difference, 36 on point. El Kanemi Warriors, 36 on point. Kwara United, 35. And you have Enyimba International, they having 34 with 1 as their goal difference. The top 10 in the NPFL match day 25, having a complete matches have been played in that particular week. Niger Tornadoes are standing 11 with 34 with the -3 as goal difference. Katsina United, Bende Insurance standing 12 and 13, 33, 32 on points. Heartland of Owerri, they have 32, and you have Bayelsa United 30, Plateau United, well, standing 16 there. Sunshine Stars of Akure with 28 points, -14 as their goal difference, conceding so many goals. That Sunshine Stars of Akure. The Aqua United 24, Nasarawa United, despite having their 3 points at least back, now they still stand 19 on the log with 24 points. Changing coach right now as it is. Well, Nasarawa United, they just have to up their antics to be able to get out of this particular doldrum they find themselves. Lobby Stars, after Mokachi departed that team, still wallowing at the bottom of the table with 23 points, -11 as their goal difference. And you look at how it is in the second stanza of the table of match day 25 that has been played so far. They've gone for match day 26, and we wait to see what happens concerning this particular table. It's getting more interesting and more competitive at the top, especially from 1 to 10. When you look at how close it is, looking at the table right now for 1 to 10, you just want to look at the fact that apart from Remo Stars, the likes of Shooting Stars down to Kwara United, even Enyimba, anyone can still make it, because you look at the gap there, it's still very close. From Enyimba to Shooting Stars, you have 7 points adrift, and anything can happen. If you lose 3 matches, you are out there. So very, very open from 2nd to 10. But for Remo Stars, 10 points ahead of other teams, that's a plus to them. At least, no matter how bad it is, they should be able to hold on to it as it's going right now. Maybe that's why the coach of Rangers International, Fidelis Elechuku, is already hailing his friend that it is for NPFL is for them to actually fight for. Talking about Remo Stars there, who are doing everything possible to make sure they win this game. Well, as it is, we just have to look at how it is in the table, on the table rather, and also the results of those games that have been played so far for match day 25 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Away from Premier Football League, let's talk about CAF. CAF, that's Confederation of African Football Champions League quarter-finalists. Actually emerged where the draw was conducted in Qatar yesterday. Let's look at that story. CAF Champions League quarter-finals, Al Ahly to meet Al Hilal. Well, as it is, Al Ahly will be facing Al Hilal, and it's a big match that will be coming up there by the time they meet, and you know how it's going to be tough. Al Ahly from Egypt versus Al Hilal. You look at that Sudanese team, they are going to fight their ass out to see how they can stay top in that quarterfinals. Looking at the remaining part of the draw that was conducted just yesterday over there in Qatar, let's have it. If we look at Al Hilal versus Al Ahly, and you have Pyramids of Egypt against ASFR of Rabat. That will be coming up there. Well, for an Egyptian team versus Moroccan team, that's ASFR of Morocco versus Pyramids of Egypt. The North Africans, so good in this business of CAF interclub competitions. And you have Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. They'll be facing Experience Sportive de Tunis, the team from Tunisia, in another encounter of quarter-final fixtures that will be coming out. That's a big battle there. Mamelodi Sundowns, they will be facing Experience Sportive, a big team from Tunisia. Well, you look at another one from Algeria, MC Olga. They'll be facing another South African team, Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates will also be fighting here to see how they can at least remain in this CAF Champions League. You have 2 South African teams there, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates, 2 teams from Egypt. You have Al Ahly, you have Pyramids. You also look at Al Hilal too. Yes, that's another team. You have a Tunisian team and Olga, MC Olga, all making it to this particular round of that's quarterfinal, where they'll be fighting here to see how they can stay top. That's 8 teams here to see, fighting to see how they can stay till semi-final. Well, it's going to be a tough battle as Al Hilal face Al Ahly, Pyramids, Al ASFR, Orlando Pirates, MC Olga, Experience Sportive, and Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. All of them competing hard in the quarterfinals. The fixture, the draw that was conducted over there in Qatar for CAF Champions League, leading CAF Interclub competition from Africa. From that CAF story, talking about CAF right now, even though we don't have any Nigerian team there anymore, you look at as the way it's going, we really need to do something about football from West Africa. West African clubs are really finding it hard to do when it comes to CAF Interclub competition. So far, for several years now, it has been North Africa and Southern Africa dominating this competition, especially the top tier of CAF interclub competition called CAF Champions League. That's always been, if it's not Mamelodi, Orlando Pirate, Al Ahly, Zamalek, ES Tunis, you look at MC Olga, FCS Farah, and also Al Hilal of Sudan, and all of them doing so well. Even not forgetting TP Mazembe of Congo, also doing well in that competition. So West African clubs need to brazen up to do well when it comes to CAF Interclub competitions there. Just giving you that particular note on that story that has to do with CAF Champions League draw conducted in Qatar on Thursday. Away from that story, let's cross over to international scene as we talk about IBF, that's International Boxing Federation title defense that also come up between Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker. Well, as it is, Daniel Dubois is out with illness. Well, they were supposed to actually meet on Saturday, but right now, the 27-year-old boxer who was supposed to defend his International Boxing Federation title is ill, although the illness actually has not been disclosed, but right now he's out of that title defense against Joseph Parker from New Zealand. 33-year-old Joseph Parker was actually hoping that he'll be facing Daniel Dubois. He defeated Anthony Joshua in 5 rounds when they met in September, but right now, another opponent actually emerged, and it's going to be Bakole. Martin Bakole from Congo will be facing Parker. Joseph Parker will be facing Bakole, and it's going to be a tough match, a tough bout between the two. Parker will be facing Bakole, and you expect a blockbuster fight between Joseph Parker and Martin Bakole. Bakole was actually drafted in to replace Daniel Dubois, who will not defend that belt. So right now, Bakole and Parker, they will not be fighting for the IBF title, but they'll be fighting on the supremacy title. So let's see who wins this particular battle. Parker versus Bakole coming up. They just have to draft him in after all. Dubois is ill, and they just have to have that fight, bringing in Bakole there for that particular fight. Hopefully, Daniel Dubois will get well, and the world will wait to see him defending that particular title that is holding the belt. He's the one holding the IBF title, vacated by Alexander Usyk, who is currently the unified, at least you can't take anything from Alexander Usyk. He has actually unified all the belts. He said he has won this also before vacating it for Daniel Dubois. So he deserves all the accolades he's getting right now. For Daniel Dubois, wait to see by the time he gets well, he will be fighting next to defend that title. Giving you that story in the world of boxing there in the IBF title defense, where Martin Bakole, the Congolese fighter, will be facing Joseph Parker from New Zealand on Saturday in the heavyweight category of boxing there. Quickly, let's move away from there as we talk about the NBA. Well, LeBron James did so well, scoring 40 points at the age of 40, becoming the first player to do this. He has done so well for himself and really holding a lot of records. You look at the way he actually slammed and dunked that particular in that game. You want to give him credit, talking about the man, King LeBron James. They call him LJV. He's doing so well right now. Look at that particular dunk there. Congrats to him for being able to do so well. And now let's cross over and looking at the results of the NBA quickly. As we talk about the NBA result right now, Boston Celtics, they play against Philadelphia 76ers, 124-104 to win that encounter. I'm talking about Celtics there. They did so well and they won the encounter. Memphis Grizzlies against Indiana Pacers ended 113-127 in favor of Pacers. As Chicago Bulls play 111 against New York Knicks, who were able to win by extra 2 points after overtime that was played. Cleveland Cavaliers 110 to defeat Brooklyn Nets, still topping in that Western Conference. Orlando Magic 114 to beat Atlanta Hawks, who scored 108, while Milwaukee Bucks had a good extra 6 points ahead of LA Clippers 116 to 110. Charlotte Hornets, their star player Bridges did so well. He was able to score a lot of points there. That's 115 that they won. That they actually play against Denver Nuggets. Well, Denver Nuggets won that encounter. Nikola Jokic did so well by scoring about 36 points in that encounter. And Phoenix Suns 109 against San Antonio Spurs, who won by extra 11 points to score 120. Trail Blazers trailed Los Angeles Lakers, where LeBron James scored 40 points to win that game with Lakers 110 to 102, and really you want to give him accolade for what he did in that particular encounter. LeBron James won't stop scoring, and he continued to score more points really there so far in the world of basketball. Just to give you a report on that particular game between Los Angeles Lakers and Portland Trail Blazers. They are giving you results of the NBA earlier today over there in the U.S. Well, wishing our men's team, that's the Tigers, also talking about basketball, the best by the time they face Libya tonight in their own game there. Quickly, let's rush through some of the fixtures, or rather, result of Europa and also UEFA Conference League. Let's start with the story with Osimhen. Osimhen scored for Galatasaray, but that wasn't enough as he lost out. Osimhen goal not enough as Galatasaray crashed out. They crashed out in the Europa League. They fought hard, but it was not enough as they were bundled out by their opponent. Let's look at the result of the Europa League. Well, for Bodo Glimt, they did well against 25-2, 6-4 on aggregate. And you look at FSCB, also did well against Power Salonika, 4-1 on aggregate after beating them 2-0. Galatasaray played 2-2 against AZ Alkmaar. Alkmaar qualified on aggregate 6-3. And you have Roma against Porto, 3-2. Yes, that was on Thursday, but 4-3 on aggregate. Ajax lost 1-2 to Union St. Louis, and they still qualify on 3-2 aggregate. Anderlecht of Belgium played 2-2 against Fenerbahce, led by Jose Mourinho, and they won on 5-2 aggregate. Sociedad 5-2 against Milan, and they won 7-3 on aggregate, while Victoria Plzen did well. They defeated Ferencváros 3-1. Nigerian Durosimi was among the scorers there who did so well, and now they qualify 3-1 on aggregate. Looking at all the teams that made it to round of 16 in Europa, you have to give credit to all of them. Well, the round of 16 draw will be coming up today, and we'll wait to see who plays Manchester United, Olympique Lyon, Real Betis, Real Sociedad. All of them are about to Tottenham Hotspur, Victoria Plzen, Roma, Fenerbahce, Lazio, Bodo Glimt, Ajax, Athletic Bilbao, and you have all of AZ Alkmaar, all battle ready to see how they will, at least who they will be facing in the round of 16. The third tier UEFA Conference, let's look at the result. Played yesterday also. Heidenheim played 1-3 against Copenhagen, but they lost out on aggregate 4-3, while Olympia played goalless against Burak. Burak won 1-0, making hay while the sunshine. The first leg, they won 1-0, while Pafos defeated Omonia 2-1 and then 3-2 on aggregate. Ghent of Belgium won away, but they lost on aggregate. Real Betis defeating them 3-1. Apoel 0, Serge 2, and they won 4-2 on aggregate. As TSC, they lost against Jagiellonia 1-3 and won 6-2 on aggregate. Panathinaikos from Greece did well, defeating Vikingo 2-0, as they also won on aggregate 3-2. Shamrock Rovers lost at home against Molde, and if you check it, Molde able to make it through. Well, that's it for the UEFA Conference and all the round of 16 teams that the draw will be coming up today. The likes of Real Betis already, Rapid already, Panathinaikos, not forgetting all the teams that are battling. Even Chelsea, who will Chelsea be facing? And a lot of fun already picked that Chelsea should be able to win this league, but football is never like that. You don't look at the name, because all the teams here seems to be, if you compare the standard of Chelsea to them, but football is never like that. But I think it's expected that Chelsea should be able to do well in this competition. After all, they can win this. They should try as much as possible to lift this trophy. They can use that to console themselves, giving some accolades to Chelsea player for what they've been doing so far. Well, for round of 16 draws will be coming up today. We're bringing that to, for you by the time it comes up by 5 p.m. Coming up with the draws that have been conducted for the Europa Conference League, Europa League, and all that. So quickly, let's look at the fixtures for today in the UEFA Women's Nations League that will be coming up earlier before evening. Bosnia-Herzegovina will be playing against Romania, Moldova tackle Gibraltar, Slovenia away to Greece, Georgia, Andorra, Armenia, Liechtenstein, Azerbaijan against Montenegro, Bulgaria hosts Israel, while Kosovo are away to North Macedonia. Those are the games all for grabs early today. That's UEFA Women's Nations League fixtures. Let's look at the international women friendlies that will be coming up. Some friendlies will be up like right now that will be coming up today. Morocco, Ghana. That will be a tough one. Let's look at that particular game. Although it's an international friendly, the ladies of Ghana facing Morocco, Paraguay versus Uruguay in those friendlies that will be coming up with the women. From the women's story, let's quickly talk about some stories trending. Well, Gasparini, Gusso sends comforting message to Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman has gone through a lot for the past 3 days after that game. Well, for Atalanta, we saw what happened between the two. But right now, the NFL president actually had to send comforting message to him via his Instagram page. Let's look at the statement that he made via that particular page. Try to at least give Ademola Lookman, "We are proud of you now and always." At Mola Lookman. That's the Instagram handle. There at least to celebrate him and urge him to move on, at least believe in himself, and also not to be weary at all concerning what happened. Well, still talking about this particular story, Nigerians, even apart from Nigerians, a lot of people have been attacking the comment section of Atalanta Bergamo Instagram page right now. Let's look at that story. Atalanta considering locking their Instagram comment section because of the attack they are getting from especially Nigerians who have been bombarded them. Let's quickly look at some of the messages sent earlier today for the Atalanta comment section. Let's have it. Looking at some Nigerians, even non-Nigerians are talking. Well, Murillo Cam, Gasparini out. Much respect for Lookman. You see another one, don't disrespect our player ever again. Coach, well, this is coming from some maybe Nigeria or Atalanta supporters. Ademola Lookman's penalty yesterday against club, that was actually made, and they have to make everything together. This has been coming on their page. Well, as it is, some fans of Atalanta also went to their training pitch to drop some message that the coach Gasparini should apologize to Ademola Lookman. A lot of attacks coming to that coach. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians are still pouring their mind. Aside that, worldwide action has been following this particular issue right now. A lot of people supporting Ademola Lookman for the fact that he shouldn't have been singled out concerning that game. Well, they are out. Well, they all need to at least get better next time. Before we go quickly, let's take some gossip story concerning transfer. We'll start with Liverpool. Liverpool could sell struggling Darwin Núñez in the summer. As it is right now, the players already hit back. That is not so worse. He's doing his best, and he will actually get better. But as it is going right now, Liverpool could sell the Uruguayan away from the Cubs. Another one says Grealish, De Bruyne, Silva to headline exodus of City players this summer. As the way it's going right now, this particular set of players who headline those players that could be leaving Etihad Stadium is winding down, and Guardiola, if he doesn't go away, if he stays, might want to get some new players and now do away with some players that have been tagged old or no longer as they used to be. Well, the last one says Newcastle to move for £50 million rated Brentford forward Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo has been a revelation since he joined that team, and he has done so well for Brentford. And right now, attention is actually on him from Newcastle United. They want to move for him to join them over there at the St. James Park. That's it on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. We'll be bringing you more by 5 p.m. on Sport Update. From the entire crew, I'm Adeni Aji Shafe. Thanks for watching.